classy afterwards together? Like go to White Castle? Who's coming with me? Let's do it, all right? I love White Castle. You know, they pretense about who they are, what they do. You know what I'm saying? You go to some other corporate fast food place. They have play areas set up for the kids. They have packets made up with nutritional information. Now he's trying to put like fruit and salad items on the menu, right? White Castle won't even put lettuce on their hamburger. That's where they're like, fuck you, you want this greasy death burger now. We don't have time for this shit, right? White Castle's the equivalent of the slutty chick that doesn't wear any makeup. That's it. We're not getting all prettied up for you. You'll be back, okay? You'll come by for a quick lunch, or maybe after a long night of drinking with your friends, you'll be back. We're not getting all prettied up for you. Go to some other corporate fast food place. Places usually pretty well kept, you know, floors are clean, tables are clean. You go to White Castle, there are always dirty tables, right? And the garbage is overflowing. And there's blood on the floor. And, hey, somebody might want to clean that blood up off the floor because somebody could slip, and I'm pretty sure it's also a health code violation. They're all shitty about it. Yeah, I can chance a little backed up on orders right now, okay? Somebody stabbed the assistant manager a half hour ago. All right, we're a little bit behind, so a little bit behind. Might smoke a little shit after the show tonight. I'm not gonna lie to you. Why not? It's Saturday night, right? Every once in a while, I have friends who smoke too much weed over the years, always talking about like the government conspiracy crap, like the Illuminati or whatever. I always fuck up on purpose, called the Lumalnati just to piss it off. Like, you're right, dude, that fucking Lumalnati, dude, they're an evil empire, they are. They know they're on that deep dish, though. You gotta give them that, they know they're on the deep dish. It's probably how they rose to power. People like, man, whoever's making this deep dish, I can totally trust them. Legalized weed. I think we should legalize cocaine. I know, I don't do cocaine, but I think we should legalize it. Not only legalize it, but make it less expensive. Because, maybe I'd do it then. Because here's the thing. Like, you see a lot of people will start out with a cocaine habit, right? And then they can't afford it any longer, so they switch over to meth. And you ever see those before and after pictures, you know? It'll be like the after picture for the cocaine guy, and you go, hey, you know what? You get that guy 6 weeks at a rehab facility, you give him 3 square meals a day, you give him a trip to the dentist, and you give him a nice haircut, and he can walk out of the place, people go, hey, you know, who's this young citizen? It looks like they're ready to contribute to society. And then you look at the after picture for the meth guy, and you go, hey, you know what? You get that guy 6 weeks at a rehab facility, you give him 3 square meals a day, you give him a trip to the dentist, and you give him a nice haircut, and he can walk out of that place. People go, hey, you know, who's the meth addict with the nice haircut? How'd they pull that off? They put him in a straitjacket or something? They shoot him up or something? How'd they do that? I don't know. It's gonna sound strange. I'm not gonna say one political thing all night and then move on, because it's a very touchy subject right now. If I could hook up with any first lady, it would probably be Betty Ford, and hear me out. I don't even know what Betty Ford looks like, okay? But when more than half the rehab centers in the country are named after you, there was a point in time where you were a lot of fun to hang out with. You know what I'm saying? There was a stretch of time where all your friends were like, dude, whatever you do, don't break up with Betty. She's the coolest, all right? She is always up for doing shots. She always has a little blow on her, yeah. You know, at some point it'd go bad, you get a phone call from Betty. She's like, Brendan, get your ass over, get a case of beer, a fifth of whiskey, an 8-ball, and some weed. You're like, Betty, it's 8 a.m., okay? On a Monday, all right? What are you doing here? Anyways, all right, that's a little dark, that's fine. I am a working comedian, I'm not a full-time comedian. I have a regular job. Anybody else, you hate your job so much, you'll be driving to work, and you see a homeless person, and you're like, oh man, that lucky son of a bitch that's not going to work today. Look at this. He's drinking a Pepsi and eating a honey bun. My wife won't let me drink Pepsi and eat honey buns. This isn't funny. I don't know. I took a CPR class for work last week. I think it's like the 5th or 6th time in my life I've taken a CPR class, which is ironic, because if I was ever in a situation where I need to perform CPR, I'm pretty sure my first reaction would be, ah! That's a real, ah! Like a guy going through a really good haunted house, you know? And then my second reaction will be, hey! Anybody here know CPR? And then hopefully nobody call me. I'll be like, Dan, don't you know CPR? So that's right, shit, I almost forgot this. Hey! Anybody else here know CPR? I wouldn't bet on this horse. I wouldn't wager on this pony right here. I was talking to my wife, she goes, I bet if it was a really hot girl, you would want to do the CPR. And I was like, what makes you think I'd want to accidentally kill a really hot girl? Why would that bring up? Would I walk around with her picture in my wallet, bragging to my friends and shit? Like, check it out, dude, she's really hot, right? Yeah, I killed her. That's right, yeah. Yeah, you know, the youngsters talk about crushing it, I'm literally killing it. That's how cool I am. I'm so cool. I work for an organization as an HR department. Anytime somebody leaves the organization, they'll send a mass email out, right? And they're pretty generic. There's really just two of them. First one's like, so-and-so's last day will be October 30th. If you see them around the building, congratulate them on the new position with so-and-so doing such and such, and thank them for all their dedication and hard work. We wish them the best. And you're like, oh man, you know, sounds like things ended pretty amicably. That's nice, right? And then there's the other one. It's a little different, you know. It's like so-and-so's last day is today. It's just... If you see them around the building, call 911 immediately. That's right, they made some vague threats about doing bodily harm to some of their former co-workers. Then they made some pretty specific threats about doing bodily harm to some of their former supervisors. They were quite specific. We were all in agreement that if they'd had as much attention to detail with their work as they did with their threats, we wouldn't be sending this email out right now. That's right, I have a totally different tone on the email. I almost lost my shit a couple weeks ago. Like something bad happened at work and I got blamed for it and I didn't think it was my fault and I was furious. I was like, fuck these guys, I'm gonna quit. I have enough of this shit, you know? And by some stroke of luck, my wife had asked me to stop at Costco on the way home from work that day. You ever see the poor bastard who has to try and sell the satellite dishes at the Costco? You know what I'm talking about? He's like, hey, how you doing? People are walking by like he's not even there. Hey, you got a minute? And people are walking by, and I came to the very cruel realization, I keep screwing up in the job market. I'm gonna end up having to try and sell satellite dishes at the Costco. Showed up for work the next day with a much better attitude, right? Brought everybody coffee. I'm like, what do you want? Sugar or sweet low? Equal? I'll go get it. Let me get it. I got it. Let me get it. Shouldn't make fun of the poor bastard who has to try and sell satellite dishes at the Costco. In my defense, I'm the only person I've ever seen talk to that guy, all right? Apparently you guys don't have a soul. We always have the same conversation too. We'll go, hey, you got me? Go, hey, you know what? I already own a satellite dish. Which is a fucking lie. That's a total lie right there. Then I go, what brand? I'm like, come on, man. I'm just trying to throw some dignity your way, okay? Just enjoy the moment. Go home and celebrate with your wife. Honey, you won't believe it happened at work today. You sold a bunch of satellite dishes. Slow down. All right? We gotta crawl before we can walk. Somebody acknowledged my existence. It was pretty exciting. Whenever you start a new job, those who want you to write like a little bio, like a list, your hobbies and interests and stuff. I don't really do anything. I never know what to write, you know? Like I enjoy spending time with my family and drinking. And they're like, we're pretty sure we can't use the second part of this. I'm pretty sure the first part of this isn't true, so why don't I just, you know what? I just show up on Monday and do the best I can, okay? Show up on Monday, do the best I can, go home, have a few drinks, and ignore my family. We'll just do it like that from now on. It's weird. Let me tell you about this. Is a weird situation. This is gonna be a little uncomfortable. I gave you the heads up on it at least. Like when I drive to work every day, this past Friday, when I drive to work every day, like 3 blocks from my house, there's this elementary school bus stop, you know? And all the kids are right by the street, and it's very nerve-wracking, and they're rambunctious. They're kids, you know, they don't know any better, right? So it's very nerve-wracking when I drive by. So I'm driving to work Friday morning, and I look over, and one of the moms just gives me a dirty look, and I'm like, oh my God, you know what? Here I am being extra cautious around your rambunctious kids, and you're gonna fucking give me a dirty look, you know? That's not cool. And then it clicked in my brain, like, oh my God, you know? She thinks I'm a pedophile, and I have no idea how to handle this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like Monday, when I drive to work on Monday, should I drive like 50 miles over the speed limit? That way to be like, oh my God, look at that guy, what an asshole, you know? But at least we know he's not a pedophile, all right? He might accidentally kill one of our kids, but he's not gonna try and touch any of them, so that's nice. Or should I go to the bus stop early and talk to mom and be like, hey, listen, the only reason I'm driving by so slow is all the kids are right by the street and I don't want to hurt anybody on my way to work, all right? I'm not a pedophile. Nothing makes you sound more like a pedophile than saying I'm not a pedophile. So I think I came up with a plan. I think I know what I'm gonna do on Monday. I'm gonna go to the bus stop and I'm gonna grab that mom's ass. I'm gonna grab her ass. No way the word will get around the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? People like, do you hear about that fucking Dan Brennan guy? It's like, what about him? Guy's a fucking sexual predator, man, not cool. Really, what'd he do? He grabbed my wife's ass. Not terrible, you know? She's got a nice ass, I mean. It is what it is. What are you gonna do, right? You ever notice it is what it is never a positive thing, you know? You never There was somebody like, yeah, my kid just got into Harvard, it is what it is, you know? I just won $4 million playing the lottery, it is what it is. I've been dating this supermodel the last 6 months, it is what it is. It's always something horrific, like I haven't been able to hear anything out of my left ear for 6 weeks now, yes? It is what it is, you know? I can't bend my thumb anymore. It is what it is. I have no feeling in my left foot. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't, is that funny or is that just stupid? I don't even know. It is what it is. All right, here we go. I was at the pharmacy today waiting on a prescription, and there was a long line, and I just happened to be standing in the adult diaper section. And I'm not there yet, but I'm a little closer than I should be, I'll be honest with you. And there's a package of adult diapers. On the cover of the package, there's this really fit dude, this really fit jack guy, and he's standing there. All he has on is his adult diaper, and he's like this. And it's like, are they trying to make adult diapers cool? You know? Here's what they should name every brand of adult diapers. It is what it is, adult diapers. And just a picture of a guy like this, like, you know, what are you gonna do? You know. I'm getting old. There's this heart disease commercial on the radio. Guy goes, my heart would race just from making spaghetti. Oh, and? I thought it was supposed to. You know, let me tell you something. If your heart doesn't race a little bit while you're making spaghetti, you don't have a very good recipe, all right? That's what, now, if your heart started to race while you're making broccoli, I'd be like, man, that sounds serious right there, all right? You should probably go to the emergency room. You people in the emergency room be freaked out. Be like, what happened? Your heart started to race while we're making broccoli. Let's get you checked in right away, all right? That fellow with the gunshot wound's gonna have to wait. This is serious right here. If I'm over at your house and you're making spaghetti and you have a heart attack, I'm gonna get you to the hospital, okay? I'm gonna get you registered and checked in, all that good stuff, you know? But at some point in time, I'm gonna shoot back over your house to get some of that spaghetti. That's right. I'm gonna leave the garage door open or the front door unlocked. I'm gonna get some of that spaghetti. And don't leave your recipe laying around either, because I'll just steal it and pawn it off as my own. That's right. People over at my house like, wow, Dan, you really stepped up your spaghetti game. It's like, yeah, man, trial and error. You know, it's a process. I'm only fucking around, folks. Okay. I'm not driving to the hospital. I'm not driving. That's what the paramedics for, all right? The paramedic be like, why didn't you drive your friend to the hospital? It's like, because I was overwhelmed. It's like, really? Because you weren't too overwhelmed to fix yourself a plate of that spaghetti, you know? That's right, you got tomato sauce all over your face and you're wearing a bib. You know, you look like a 4-year-old who's been sitting in a high chair eating spaghetti over here. Getting older. It's tougher. It's tough getting older. I have this new thing happening where I've had to wear glasses for quite a while, but there's this new thing happening where I have to adjust my glasses when I read. I don't know if you've ever seen this move, but like I have to do that move while I'm reading. And I know it's inconvenient, but I just feel so sophisticated when I do it. I'm not getting my glasses adjusted. I just feel like I should be teaching at an Ivy League college or something. You know, it doesn't matter what I'm reading either. I still have all that same pompousness about me. Like, let's see, be one of my old Playboy magazines. I still have all that. Like, let's see, the Playmate of the Month is Vanessa. She is 5'7" and weighs 112 pounds. Her measurements are 36, 24, and 36. That sounds like a winning hand right there. That's what that sounds like. Her turn-ons are positive people with positive attitudes. That's nice. It sounds like we have some in common. Turn-offs are negative people with negative attitudes. I guess we have two things in common. All right. Her goals are to end world hunger. That didn't work out. All right. And be an award-winning actress. She did one film, I IMDb'd it, just to check it out to give it. It's called Bikini Detectives. That was it. The girls of Epsilon Chi want to go on spring break, but are hopelessly broke. Failing at several jobs, they finally get help from Kitty's uncle, a private detective who gives them some cases. But no one is prepared for how these girls operate. I don't think she's going to win an award for that, I'll be honest with you. Mold. I remember when you need to be like a badass to have a tattoo. That's how old I am, you know. You need to be like a biker or Marine or something like that. Go, who's that guy that's all tatted up? That's my Uncle Mike. He won the Bronze Star in Vietnam, dude. He's the last guy you want to fuck with, all right? Well, last guy who messed with him ended up in the emergency room. It's totally different now. It's like, who's that guy who's all tatted up? That's the assistant principal at my kid's middle school, all right? It's the last guy you want to mess with, all right? The last guy who messed with him got a lunch detention, so watch out, all right? I don't like the tattoos on the ladies. I don't know if I'm sexist or whatever. You can boo me after the show, I get it. I mean, at times I've been leering at a beautiful woman and then saw the tattoo and I was like, not for me, you know. I can only imagine how devastated she was, you know. Like, oh my God, that gross old guy was staring at me. Now he's not staring at me anymore. I could have got some old man penis tonight if I had some. Could have had him laying on top of me, suffocating me with that giant beer belly of his while he's fiddling around trying to get his old man penis to work. Like, no, it's right around the corner. We got this. It's right around the corner. It's like having an old car, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like an old car, the only one who knows how to get it started now is the owner, unfortunately. So I can try and walk somebody else through it, but it's a lot of work. It's like, listen, you're going to hit the ignition 3 times, pump the gas twice, turn on the windshield wipers, pop the trunk, and then hit the ignition real fast and start right out. I already did that 6 times. You know what? Just go ahead and go to sleep then. Go ahead and go to sleep, all right? Take the car out for a drive later while you're sleeping. I'll take it out later while you're sleeping. I have to take better care of myself. I just joined a new gym recently. Pretty exciting. Not really. All gyms are pretty much the same, you know. There's always that one weird guy who likes to shave without the towel wrapped around his waist. Make awkward small talk with you when they were in there to use the bathroom. Like, hey, how about those Bears last Sunday? Looking pretty good. Like, hey, how about getting your dick out of the sink there, buddy? I'll wash my hands in there sometimes. I'm excited about the Bears, but I'm more apprehensive about your dick being in the sink. I'm not gonna lie. There's that one machine the ladies use, this contraption. You know what I'm talking about, that one? I always stop and stare. I cannot help myself. I always stop. Not because I'm a perv, because I'm in disbelief. Oh, Jesus Christ, is that a fucking vagina tightening machine over there? Is that what that is? Are they allowed to have that in a public place? A little awkward for me right now. Just to prove not a perv, I stare even longer when I see a guy using it. You know? Sitting there going, Jesus Christ, what the hell's that guy doing using the vagina tightening machine? He truly has nothing to gain from this exercise. He should talk to one of those personal trainers or something. Talking to a buddy of mine, he goes, you want to get in shape, you should do that power walking because it's a good workout, it's a lot easier on your joints. I was like, yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Only thing is, it seems like everybody who power walks is a dork. That's the thing I'm worried about. They got that stupid walk going on. I'm like, they have to check their pulse every 10 seconds. Stupid early. Wearing those super short shorts from like the early 80s up to here, right? With the slit on the side of them. Everyone in the gym is terrified their balls are gonna come flying out of this thing. I can't stop looking over there. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's like a damn car accident or something. I can't stop looking over there. Shouldn't say everyone's terrified. Most people are terrified. The other people are placing bets on which lap around the track that guy's balls are gonna fall out. We're like, I got lap number 7. Put me out lap number. Guys going around the track, people are cheering like they're at a horse race. Say, come on, balls fall out one time. Come on. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Let's do this. Didn't work out today. Screwing around all day. Saw a commercial for the Sybaris. If you're not familiar with the Sybaris, it's like one of those adult sex hotels. And here's the thing, I like sex, and I like hotels. Not crazy about the idea of staying at a sex hotel, though. It just seems very expensive. See the commercial on television. Come play with us. Play in your room with your own private pool. It's like, yeah, filled with semen. That doesn't sound funny. Your own private hot tub. That's boiled semen. That's not really. Our custom king-size waterbed is covered in semen from head to toe. I'm not going there. I am not going there. See a lot of couples tonight. That's nice. You got to do stuff together. I always say that, but me and my wife never do stuff. Last thing we did, we saw the Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling. That's the last thing me and my wife did together because she's got a little bit of a thing for Ryan Gosling. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I might have a little bit of a thing for Ryan Gosling. That's a pretty individual right there. I mean, I'm married with 2 kids, but I've had a few drinks in me, you know. And Ryan Gosling asked me to dance. I'd have a tough time saying no. I'd have a tough time. I'm only fucking around. I'd say yes in a heartbeat. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. The word dance would just barely be out of my mind, and then yes, but actually, it's like a little unce you hear the yak coming in. That's just a pretty individual right there. I don't think me and him are the same species, I'll be honest with you. I don't know. It's just a pretty individual. No, my wife's very pretty. Whenever friends meet my wife for the first time, they're a little too impressed with her. They're like, hey, your wife's really pretty. It's like, oh, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. No, I mean it. She is really pretty. It's like, okay, thanks a lot. No, I mean it. She is really pretty. What am I, fucking Andre the Giant or something? It makes me resent my own wife. They're like, hey, your wife's really pretty. It's like, yeah, she's all right, you know? No, I mean it. She is really pretty. Yeah, let's be honest. She's a 7 tops, okay? No, I mean it. She's really pretty. You know what? She's not as pretty as fucking Ryan Gosling is, okay? Some people were very angry because DC Comics is coming out with new episodes of Superman, where Superman is bisexual. And there's some people who are very angry about this. And to those people I ask, you didn't see that fucking outfit he was wearing? You didn't see the outfit he was wearing? You didn't see the knee-high red boots and the cape and the red tights and go, hey, I think some might be going fucking Superman over there, okay? I don't know if Lois Lane is his only love interest, I'll be honest with you. He didn't need that outfit to fight crime, okay? He could have fought crime in a policeman uniform. He could have fought crime in army fatigues. He could have fought crime in jeans and a t-shirt. Nobody would give a shit. But he's like, no, listen, you want me to fight crime? I gotta have a big red cape on my back, okay? Because that's how I roll. It's getting awkward in here. I'm just gonna make it worse. I was watching the Elton John movie, and there's a scene where Elton John takes his mom out to lunch, and he wants to tell his mom that he's gay. All right? He's wearing this hat with the long feather, all right? And there's only 2 people who wear the hat with the long feather, all right? A very eccentric gay man or a pimp. Those are the only 2, right? So he's having lunch with his mom, and he's like, Mom, I have something to tell you. And she's got this look on her face like, please tell me you're a pimp. Please tell me you're a pimp. And he goes, Mom, I'm gay. And she's like, yeah, I know. And it's like, you know? And he's like, well, you got the hat with the long feather, all right? I don't see a stable of hoes following you around, so I can put 2 and 2 together over here. Man, I hate inspirational movies about people overcoming adversity, because here's the thing, I never do well with adversity. I'm always grateful these things never happen to me. Not only do I not want bad things to happen to me, but it just make for a terrible movie, right? Like I was watching the movie Soul Surfer, right? It's about this woman, she's a professional surfer, and she's out surfing one day and she gets attacked by a shark, and the shark completely removes her arm, and she survives the incident, makes it back to shore, eventually gets her courage back up, goes out, starts surfing, becomes a certified professional surfer with only one arm. Pretty inspirational, right? Yeah. Whereas if that had happened to me, the first thing that I have to do is change the title of the movie. You know? Instead of calling it Soul Surfer, they would call it That Guy Who Never Went Surfing Again. That's that guy who, and it would be a movie about a guy who's just terrified of water, just won't go anywhere near like the ocean or a lake or a river, or even a community swimming pool. Like, doesn't even shower very often, because the touch of water against his body takes him back to that fateful day when that shark came by and bit his arm off like it was a fucking chicken wing, and instead of becoming a professional surfer, takes any job they get, like ends up like as a cashier at a grocery store or something like that, which even that could be inspirational if you were like a great cashier at a grocery store. But he's like a terrible, like one of those employees managed to sit down and talk with once a week, like, look, I don't want to be known as the guy who fired the guy with only one arm, okay? But man, I gotta see some improvement, okay? A couple things. One, when you can't go into like a 25-minute catatonic stupor every time someone brings a bottle of water up to the register, all right? I'm getting a lot of complaints about body odor. You're gonna need to shower or bathe a couple times a week. I'm getting a lot of complaints about that. Me and my best friend, neither of us are Italian, but we've both seen like Casino and Goodfellas and Donnie Brasco 100 times, so whenever we hang out together, we just sound like the 2 most fake Italian guys on the planet. Like marron, that tomato sauce at the Olive Garden, forget about it, huh? Just like my mama used to make, when my mama would go to the Jewel and buy a bottle of Prego tomato sauce, forget about it, marron, not marron. Last week we ordered a pizza pie from the Pizza Hut, marron, forget about it. I called in the phone, I ordered just with my mama, I ordered a large pepperoni pizza pie, a side of chicken wings, and a liter of Pepsi. Marron that Pepsi, forget about it. I poured that Pepsi the way my mom would pour it, forget about it. You want a good Italian sausage sandwich, you know where you go. You want a good Italian sausage sandwich, you know where you go. The cafeteria at the Sam's Club. Marron, forget about it. I am actually Irish. I always catch a lot of flack because I don't get that in St. Patrick's Day. My friends are like, dude, don't you want to celebrate your Irish heritage? Don't you want to celebrate your Irish history? It's like, I don't know that much about my Irish history, but what I do know is actually quite depressing, okay? Like, in Ireland back in the day, there wasn't a whole lot to eat, and people had to survive on potatoes. And don't get me wrong, I'm bad-mouthing potatoes, all right? There's nothing better than a nice thick steak with a side order of a baked potato with butter and sour cream and chives on there, or some pork chops with a side order of garlic mashed potatoes, or a big greasy hamburger with a side order of French fries with ketchup on it. But see, that's not how it was going down in Ireland, all right? Like a kid would come home from school in Ireland and be like, hey mom, what's for dinner? And she'd go, well, you're gonna get a potato for dinner. And he'd be like, well, that's an excellent side dish, but what am I gonna have for an entree? And she'd go, yeah, you're gonna get a potato for dinner. Look, if you want to, you can cut the potato in half, and then half it can be your entree, and the other half can be your side dish. But bottom line, dinner tonight consists of a potato. And you go, man, that sounds awful, and you're right. But then a little thing happened called potato famine, okay? Talk about things going from bad to worse, you know? Kid came home from school, was like, hey mom, what's for dinner? She goes, well, I got good news and I got bad news. And it's like, well, what's the good news? The good news, huh? You know, you've been complaining about how you're sick of eating potatoes. We don't have to worry about that anymore. That's not gonna be a problem. What's the bad news? The bad news, huh? You know, you complained about dinner consisting of a side dish with no entree. Now we have no side dish either. We're 0 for 2. And then we came to America and people were hurling potatoes at us as we're getting off the boats. I only know this because I saw Gangs of New York. All right, that's the only reason. I learned all my Irish history from an Italian filmmaker, but people were hurling potatoes at you. You'd think it hurt our feelings, but it really we're like, holy shit, they have so much food here, they're fucking taunting us, you know? I hope somebody throws an entree. If somebody could throw an entree, that would be fantastic. Gotta wrap this up pretty soon. What do I want to do? Do some impressions I don't really have anything for. You guys like that? No? Okay, I'm doing it anyway. First impression is Ray Romano in a porno film. Ray Romano in a porno film. So you ladies ordered a pizza? What's that you say? You've been craving a hot, thick sausage all day? We only do the thin crust, called the Lumamati. The Lumamati will take care of you, all right? The Lumamati. This is me in my head doing Christopher Walken when I'm at the grocery store buying cereal. Corn Pops are delicious. I also enjoy Fruity Pebbles. Cap'n Crunch was my favorite cereal as a kid. I can remember getting up early Saturday morning, watching Scooby-Doo and eating Cap'n Crunch. Sometimes on Scooby-Doo, the Harlem Globetrotters would show up. It didn't make any sense. This is Cleveland from the Family Guy show. Hey, Peter. Why don't we go next door and have a couple Pawtucket ales? Thank you. I think about it, Cleveland sounds like Lovie Smith at the post-game press conference from back in the day. We need to do a better job on third down. All right. And finally, this is the Consuela from Family Guy doing the Alec Baldwin scene in the movie Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross. I don't know why. You put the coffee down, you put it down. The coffee is for the closers. ABC, always be clean. All right. That's for 6 of you. That's fine. All right. Finally, the creepy old guy from the Family Guy program. Hey, Chris. Why don't you come over and cut my grass? You look awful hot and sweaty with that shirt on. Maybe I'll take it off. All by myself. Don't wanna live on. Got a room at the Simmers if you're interested. Thank you guys, you're cheering me up. Thank you. You guys are cheering me up. I don't know if I should talk. Well, fuck it. My dog's almost at the end, you know? So me and my wife were talking, and we're like, what are we gonna do when she's gone? Which is real nice, because she's not even gone yet. We're already making plans. Nice fucking pet owner. And my wife goes, I don't want to adopt a puppy. I want to adopt a dog that might not get a home unless we get it one, you know? And I was like, that is very noble of you, you know? But That sounds like one ugly fucking dog to me. I don't know. I have enough harsh realities in my life. I don't need to come home to an ugly dog. You ever see those dogs that have like huge patches of hair missing and you can see their pink lizard skin? I'm not coming home to a lizard skin dog. You know, I'd be sitting there petting that thing like, no, it is so good to have you here. You are a welcome addition to our families. Hoping I don't actually touch its pink lizard skin, because if I do, I'm gonna hork all over the fucking place. Oh, you are my new best friend. German Shepherd puppy. That's what I want, right? With the big ears, that big stupid look on her face, you know. Come home from work, he's peed all over the floor, chewed up half the couch. You don't even give a shit, right? Like, who's been a busy guy today? Who's been a busy guy? Let's go get you some doggy biscuits. I have 2 cats. I know a lot of people like cats. I like cats. Because here's the thing, like, a dog will make friends with anybody, okay? But if your cat likes you, you're on a pretty exclusive list right there. You know what I'm saying? You're like the guy in a nightclub with a velvet rope, right? And if your cat doesn't like you, you're never gonna see him anyway, so who gives a shit, right? Who cares? Your friends be like, do you have a cat? Like, I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I put food in the food bowl in the morning. When I come home from work, it's gone, and I gotta clean out the litter box 3 times a week, but I gotta be honest, man, I haven't seen that thing in like 9 months. I don't know what's happening. A couple possibilities. One is I own a very elusive cat, or 2 is my dog ate my cat, and he's gone to great lengths to hide all the evidence, right? He's going around eating all the cat food and then taking little tiny poops in the litter box and coming up the same way a cat would. I had a dog and a cat, quite possibly the smartest dog in the world. All right, you guys, it's been fucking great. Enjoy your headliner, Jack Baker. Thank you for supporting live comedy. Have a great night.